Hi everyone, thanks for being here for the 12 Days of Yoga Challenge. I'm Sasha and today we're going to touch on standing postures, getting really grounded in the feet and the legs. These are the longest bones, biggest, strongest muscles in our body, so it's really important to understand how to utilize them to our benefit. It's really easy to get unequal and then compensate on another foot or another leg, and that winds up affecting the joints. It winds up affecting our spine because all of these muscles are interconnected. So when we have equal, standing, strong, steady, spacious legs, that will affect the whole body and the breath in a really beautiful way. So one thing you can start with is just standing with the feet hip width apart, about the width of your own hips. It's about 2 fists between the feet, with the hands on the hips and the elbows pointing back. I call this Peter Pan or Wonder Woman. And just shifting the weight forward and back onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up, and then shifting back into the heels, lifting the toes up a couple times. And it's a good challenge to try and stay as stable as possible. Woo! And if you fall, that's okay, you're just practicing. And then you might even just like roll the ankles a little bit. I say this is the Michael Jackson shake a leg, so that you start to bring some movement to the ankles, the toes. If you have done ballet before or dance, you can do some tendus. And then come back to center, and you're going to use a block if you have it. If not, that's okay. You can use another prop like I mentioned in video 1, the modifications, and put it on the smallest width in between the upper and inner thighs. I remember, I think Jenny Arthur used to call this a Pez dispenser, or one of my teachers from the past. So it looks like a Pez dispenser. So you're squeezing the block in between the thighs, and that just brings some attention to the legs. It also helps to create equanimity in the feet. So if you tend to roll one foot out or one foot in, by squeezing the block, it kind of helps you find this central space of the feet. So as you do that, you can put the hands on the hips, point the elbows back, and just a couple times bend and straighten the legs. Working on squeezing the block and fortifying, firming the muscles around the knees. Because we want firm, steady legs, and that will in fact simultaneously help you to lengthen the leg. So once you find a center, the hands can be at the side. And then you're just going to lift up a couple times, arms up to Urdhva Hastasana, and then hands down to Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana is upward facing hand pose. So really make the hands and the fingers go upward. Tadasana is mountain pose. It's like a steady mountain. Just one more time. Lifting up, equal on the feet, and then down. And then put the block to the side. And we're going to start with wide feet, or continue with wide feet now. So if you can bring the feet together, that's great. Otherwise, hip width apart. Hands together at the center of the chest, elbows wide. This is a very Iyengar transition. And you can either step your feet wide as the arms go out and back in, or you can jump whoop, at the same time, and then you'll jump back in later on. Have your blocks close, so mine are by the side. Actually, let's put them on either side, so you have one on either side of the foot. So they're quite wide. And the feet here are quite wide. You have lots of space between them. They're about underneath the wrists. And really extend the arms and press down equally into the feet, almost like you had a huge block in between your inner thighs here. And then roll the right leg all the way open to the right. Hip, knee, ankle, toes. And then turn it back in, and we'll do the same on the other side. So there's lots of different variations. So left goes open and then turns back in. Of standing poses. They can be equal, symmetrical, they can be one-legged, asymmetrical, they can be externally rotated, so do the right leg again, and then stay here, or they can be neutral. So stay here for a moment, equalize the pelvis, so the right hip might have dropped, so you lift it, and then just a few times you're going to touch the block on the outer side of the right foot. So you just touch with the right hand, and come up, and touch, and then come up, and then touch. And now stay here. Press down equally into the feet. Let's just put the top hand on the hip. Elbow points back. As you press down into the feet, activate the muscles of the legs, just like we did when we started. And then as you do that, you're bending right at the top of this right thigh. So extend the right rib cage instead of crunching it down. So that's why it's nice to have a prop. You can also have your chair. I have my chair here, you can't see, but I have the chair that I can touch. You really want to create a lot of length in the torso, but it has to come from the steadiness of the feet and the legs. So then start to bend the elbow back, this top elbow, and as you press into the block, turn the bottom chest slightly up, and you can still look forward the whole time. And now lean slightly back. That's the last part of this. And then you'll come up, whoop, turn the foot in, and you'll do the other side. So the left leg turns open from the hip, knee, ankle, toes. The legs are active, and you're just gonna touch a few times the block, and then come up. You can use your breath, inhale, exhale, whatever is best for you, and then stay. Boop. Top hand on the hip, elbow points back. Feet solid. Muscles of the knees suction upward. As you press down into this bottom block, turn the bottom chest up and just keep looking forward. Top elbow rolls back, top hip rolls back. I didn't mention this bottom hip, the left hip is actually moving back into the right foot. And then you come up and turn the feet in. We'll do one more warrior two. So now open the right leg completely. Reach the arms wide to the side. Lift the right hip with the torso upright and then bend this right leg parallel. Come up and just do that one more time. Bend parallel and pause. So this is a lot in the back leg. This front leg is parallel. The inner knee goes open into or the same line as the ankle. This back arm and back leg lengthens back, so you're not a warrior in a hurry. You're upright. And just take one more breath. You can always sit on a chair here. This whole leg can be on a chair. And then come up, and you'll do the other side. So the right leg turns in, the left leg turns open completely, and then we'll just bend and come up once. See how much space is in between my legs too. And then I bend, and now I stay. And I'm trying to bend, doing the best I can to get this thigh parallel to the ground. I have to work on this personally. This back leg and the back arm are reaching so that you're stable in the back leg so it doesn't drop down, the inner thigh lifts up. And then just go a little deeper before you come up. Woo! Hands on the hips, feet parallel. Wiggle the feet in a little bit, and then step or jump, boop, back together, Tadasana. So whether the feet are open, whether the leg is externally rotated or parallel, I hope that you can find a little bit more equanimity and stability in the feet and the legs, especially by sectioning the knees up whenever the legs are straight, so that you're not locking and pushing the kneecap back, but it's actually an action of the muscle to keep the whole leg firm and long. Try it out, let me know how it goes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Thank you.